Well, we're going to finish off with something a little bit lighter. So we've got 7 quick questions for you, and we're just looking for 7 quick answers, and hopefully there's nothing too difficult here. So question 1, what's the one thing you wish you'd known when you began your career?
I have absolutely no idea to that one. I think probably that I was still going to be in Aberdeen. But maybe that wouldn't be a thing I'd really not want to have known. But I think that's been the biggest surprise for me, in a sense, was that I have stayed.
Yeah, super. Question 2, what is your favourite film or book about or featuring museums or archaeology?
Oh, these are not easy questions. I don't know. I mean, the thing that has just flown into my mind was actually Black Panther, because
Indiana Jones. So.
But now I was thinking Black Panther because of that scene in the museum, okay. Where it was about repatriation and restitution. And that was actually quite fun for me to see. Oh, this is made it big time. This is, and so I've since, when I've written about it, I've quoted the film. So I'm not saying it's my favourite, but it's the one that came into mind.
Okay, excellent. What item from another collection anywhere in the world do you wish you had in your collection?
I think what I think we're missing most is one of those massive Iron Age armlets.
Oh yes, those are lovely.
That I really want one of those. The National Museum's got enough. I want another one to be found in the northeast and it to come to us, because we don't have enough about that late Iron Age, which is a really interesting period, what was going on in the northeast, and I'd like that sort of big iconic thing. A nice one of those would be lovely.
Okay. Question 4, what profession other than your own would you like to have attempted?
I feel in a way where I am feels a bit inexorable. That, as I say, with my parents meeting in an archaeology evening class, the idea of doing anything other than what I'm doing is a bit sort of bizarre. But I really enjoy.
Would you have ever wanted to do more of the fieldwork side of archaeology?
Yes, but not enough. Bizarrely, the thing I'm sort of, again, in my mind just now, was when I was at a student, my parents bought a cottage and we spent weekends doing it up, and I got really into plumbing. I really enjoyed that. I wasn't terribly good, and in fact I then did a bit of plumbing in our first flat, and boxed things in, and we had a leak, and we got a plumber who came along and said, "So what did you do? As a degree?" And I said, "Well, archaeology." So, I thought you were an engineer. Same difference. No tolerances. Plumber needs to have greater tolerance. So I don't know what that says, but that's my answer.
Okay. Question 5. What has your strangest request in the museum been?
These really are difficult questions. The strangest request is the one that I haven't yet had. I mean, in a way, all the requests we get are strange. I mean, the people who want to, the objects that I didn't think were interesting suddenly turn out to be an exhibition, and you think, that's going to be really difficult because you don't have a display case. Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, just life seems to be lots of unusual requests.
Maybe that's just the world of the museum.
I think it is.
Filled with
yes, yeah. I think it is.
Okay, question 6. What is the one common myth about your profession that you would like to debunk?
Probably that I'm an expert.
Okay.
Because people assume that I know so much and I don't.
You obviously know about every single item in your collection.
Obviously, yes. I think that's the biggest thing, is the sense that, yeah, we know our collections, we so don't.
Okay, and the last question, hopefully this is an easier one. Can you give us a must-visit museum or gallery, aside from your own, that you think people would enjoy or should visit? Obviously, maybe not in a COVID situation, but yes, your favourite museum or gallery outside of your own.
And presumably outside of Elgin Museum as well.
Yes, well, obviously, Elgin Museum's obviously there, but yes, outside of Elgin as well.
Again, this is difficult because I know the ones that I like are the slightly quirkier ones that are, you know, about a place that really gets into it. So I mean, they can range from the and the one I was at last year was the Wick Heritage Centre.
Okay.
And it was wonderful because it just had so much stuff and people kept popping up and enthusing you about things. But it was great fun and it was so focused on Wick. And that was tremendous. And then we were in, Gdansk a couple of years ago on a short holiday, and I was really interested because of the Aberdeen links that we've got. The silver communion beakers from King's College were sent by 2 students who were living in the Scots colony there, so I was interested in that. But there were museums about the Second World War and solidarity and so on, and it was just fascinating the way seeing the Second World War told from a Polish point of view rather than a British point of view. So it's the same story, but I didn't realise that Poland actually won the Second World War. So I really liked that way in which it brought me up short. So I don't have, I mean, I think Wick is nearer. Let's go to Wick.
Okay, that's great. And that is our last of the 7 quick questions. So thank you very much. You've been our guinea pig with those. I didn't think they were going to be that difficult, so I'm really sorry.
I think it's
to put you on the spot, you got to think about things. So,
yes, yeah. I think it's the way that my mind works. I don't have clear, tidy answers.
I think that's just the mind of a curator, isn't it?
Probably.
Things all over, everything's in different stores. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much, Neil, once again for joining us on our first episode of Elgin Museum in conversation.
Yeah, in conservation as well.
In conservation or in conversation, yes, it's either of those. It's been great. I hope you've enjoyed the process as well.
Yeah, that was good fun.
I guess if anyone has any questions that they want to put up in the feed, we can always send them on, or we can try and answer them ourselves. So if anyone wants to add anything,
yeah, definitely.
We would also, just as our sort of plug here, obviously this is a free talk that's going to be up on our YouTube channel, but if you've enjoyed it and you'd like to donate to Elgin Museum through our PayPal donation page, that would be wonderful, and that'll help us make sure that Elgin Museum can continue to operate and continue to work closely with Neil and his museum collections as well.
Thank you.